Live from clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6:30 p.m.
Now at 6:30, from Mexico to the Big Apple to all corners of Central Florida. The big story is the eclipse today, and we'll show you some of the best images that have come in so far. Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30, getting results. Thank you so much for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Justin Mormith. Well, it's no secret, as our population booms, finding affordable housing becomes harder and harder. But we met one woman who just moved into a brand new complex. When you saw inside, what was your initial reaction?
Oh, it was beautiful. Brand new.
Brand new.
Yes, I'm walking in newness. Yes, the bedrooms are nice size. I have my walk-in closet. Yes, I love that. What woman doesn't?
How developers and local governments had to team up to make this happen. That's ahead in my Boomtown report. Also, one of our top trending stories is mysterious. The deepest sinkhole in Florida has a deadly secret. Just how deep it is and why you should stay away. That's a little later.
That's a good one, too. We start, though, now at 6:30 tonight with what else? The eclipse. In Indianapolis, we have time-lapse video as the day turned into night. They, of course, were in the path of totality.
Lucky for them, right? In the Big Apple, it wasn't total darkness, but still impressive as Times Square dimmed. Just take a look at that video. One of the most impressive looks, though, at the eclipse came in Niagara Falls, New York. In that area, the moon covered about 90% of the sun's lights.
And while some schools across the country kept students inside, Volusia County used this as an opportunity for a science lesson. More than 400 7th and 8th graders at Galaxy Middle School in Deltona got the chance to watch the eclipse this afternoon because their science teacher organized it all and made sure they all had the proper glasses.
That's the whole point of science, is that don't tell the other subjects, but science is the coolest one. And anytime we get to do these really cool things outside, it's just amazing. So we enjoy bringing the real to the science class.
I can't think of a better science lesson. Take
Oh
the
my
kids
gosh,
out, let them
yes.
enjoy this, because that doesn't happen all the time, right?
No, and I mean, I know everyone's saying we were not in totality, but it was still cool with those special glasses to look up and see what was going on, because you wouldn't know
That's
if
right.
you didn't look
You
up
really
and you're
wouldn't.
like, hey, is that really happening right now? So that's great.
Awesome stuff from those folks in Volusia County. And here's a look at the eclipse sent in by the VA Medical Center in Lake Nona. Pretty interesting way to do it. I like that. Thanks to Scott Webb of the Orlando VA. Now, News 6's James Sparvero is at the Kennedy Space Center, where a lot of people are for that watch party.
So quite a show this afternoon at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Now we're putting away our special glasses for 20 years because that's how long it'll be before the next solar eclipse. I got to watch with about 6,000 people today or so. That was about the attendance the Space Center says back in 2017, the last partial solar eclipse. And I spoke with NASA astronaut scholar Will Jarvis. He's a student at the University of Wisconsin. He's an aspiring astrophysicist. NASA is not only paying his tuition, they are bringing him here to help guide people through watching the eclipse. And I got to watch with him too, and I learned a lot. Listen.
As you look at the part of the sun that's been eclipsed, you can see the nice little crescent shape of the moon as it passes in front of it. And if you got really good eyes, you might even be able to strain and use your averted vision and notice a couple little ridges on the surface of the moon. Those are valleys and mountains that if you have really, really good vision, you might be able to see a couple of them.
There's always a lot of field trips here at the Space Center, and today is no exception. These kids are from Sunset Elementary in Windermere. Riley here, tell me how much are your friends enjoying this occasion?
I think we all like it, and it was a fun experience.
How would you describe what it looks like?
It's like
A cookie.
Yeah, it looks like an eaten cookie.
Like the moon's taking a bite out of the sun, maybe?
Yeah.
And again, everybody, we really hope you had the chance to enjoy the eclipse today, because while the last one was 7 years ago, the next one won't come around until 2044. At NASA's Kennedy Space Center, I'm James Sparvero, getting results, News 6.
All right, we were like a bunch of big kids here at News 6 as well. We busted out our glasses, of course. Our digital manager, Daniel Dom, caught us outside catching a glimpse of the moment and shared it on the clickorlando.com/pins page. Look at us all looking in the same direction for once. That's where we want to see your photos. We're already getting a bunch of them in. We'll take another look at the eclipse during this newscast.
Developing tonight at 6:30, chilling video showing the moments before deputies say a UF student showed up to his mom's house in Polk County and stabbed her to death. You can see him here in this video holding the knife behind his back. This is doorbell camera video here. This is Emmanuel Espinoza, pre-med student at the University of Florida. Investigators say he stabbed his mom to death in Frostproof on Saturday. Then he called 911 to confess to the crime and was arrested. Here's the sheriff.
He had just been angry or not liked his mother for years and years. When we said, "Do you love her?" He said, "Oh yeah, I love her." "Do y'all get along?" "Yeah, 8 out of 10 we get along. But I've wanted to kill her for years, and I made up my mind as I drove from Gainesville, today is the day."
And right now he is facing first-degree murder charges.
Orlando City Commissioners have set the date for a special election to replace suspended Commissioner Regina Hill. Since she was removed from office a week ago, no one has represented District 5. Hill was arrested last month after state investigators say she stole more than $100,000 from a 96-year-old woman in her district. Prosecutors say Hill used that money for cosmetic procedures, vacations, even securing a mortgage for a home. And less than 5 minutes into today's discussion, city commissioners set the special election for May 21st, along with a one-day qualifying period on April 16th. We spoke with Mayor Buddy Dyer afterward.
I think it needs somebody that'll bring some stability to the seat. Obviously, there's a lot of things, conflict going on, I suppose. I think we'll get some good candidates.
Okay, good morning, Commissioner.
There were several District 5 hopefuls at this morning's meeting. The clerk's office officially started accepting paperwork at noon today for candidates to file. Several of them told us they want to focus on affordable housing.
Property owners are facing high insurance increases. Renters, it's unaffordable to live anywhere. So affordability as a whole, and I would also include safer neighborhoods with that.
What they really need is someone who is ready on day one, because as it stands today, District 5 is currently without any representation. So we don't want anybody who needs to be trained. We need somebody who's prepared on day one, and I have all the confidence in myself that I'm that person.
So former State Representative Travaris McCurdy is the first candidate to officially file. You can keep up with the candidates from the Supervisor of Elections website. That link is inside this story on the homepage of clickorlando.com.
What would you like to see Sanford improve upon?
More affordable housing, number one.
And we heard that answer a lot as we hit the road to the 32771 zip code. Sanford, like much of Central Florida, has a critical deficit of affordable housing. But new units are starting to come online and more are on the way. I learned this really can only happen when governments and developers work together. I saw firsthand how those public-private partnerships also add to the quality of these affordable apartments.
The Sanford community has evolved. It has grown.
Shirlene Keenan is a born and raised Sanfordite.
I graduated from Seminole High, went to Goldsboro Elementary, Lakeview Middle. Yes, which is Millennium now.
We caught up with her as she was moving into her new unit at Monroe Landings, a brand new affordable housing development in the historic Goldsboro community. When you saw inside, what was your initial reaction?
Oh, it was beautiful. Brand new.
Brand new.
Yes, I'm walking in newness. Yes, the bedrooms are nice size. I have my walk-in closet. Yes, I love that. What woman doesn't? And the washer dryer unit is large enough. We have the space is spacious, and I'm gonna love it.
The complex has a total of 144 units, all dedicated to low-income renters, someone who makes no more than 60% of the area's median income. 2 playgrounds, a pool, and other amenities included as well.
It's been a journey.
We also met Debbie Paget, who's paying $500 for her 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit at Monroe Landings.
I'm just real grateful, just real thankful.
Monroe Landings is a major upgrade from the former affordable housing development that once stood on this site. That one was called Lake Monroe Terrace. It was here for decades, but over time it became rat-infested and was deemed uninhabitable. And then in 2013, it was eventually demolished along with some other affordable housing sites in the city.
The area has been beautified with this.
Keenan never lived in Lake Monroe Terrace, but remembers growing up in other affordable housing communities nearby. None of them quite as nice as this one.
We didn't have the apartments as we did. We had row houses.
We've got 5 or 6 developments in the city of Sanford.
Ryan Von Weller is the COO of Wendover Housing Partners. the developer behind Monroe Landings. He said new residents are surprised they can afford a place that looks like this.
When the private sector got engaged in this and tax credits became available in the 90s, what you're seeing is, we own this. So we have a vested interest in keeping it nice, keeping it pristine, and doing everything we can to keep a nice looking product.
But given the severe shortage of affordable housing in the Central Florida area, it can be challenging for someone to secure one of these units.
We'll be filled up here in the next 30 days, 100%. Our staff takes a look at all the income that's coming in, job, fixed income, whatever it may be, and it has to be underneath that threshold or else they don't qualify to live here. So that's the government's checkpoint to make sure that these units are going toward the income demographic that's targeted.
It was a process, a 4-month process to get in, but life is a process.
Amen.
Perspective there.
Yeah.
Now, Monroe Landings is the first large-scale development to be built in the Goldsboro community in more than 20 years.
That's
a long
incredible.
time coming for that community.
Because it's a growing community,
It
so
is.
where was everyone going?
Unfortunately, places that were in disrepair.
Yeah.
And they continue to try to freshen them up as best they could. But again, when you're dealing with just public dollars, those public dollars tend to run out. So the public-private partnership are really key. And they have way more room to develop even more, to build more affordable units. Again, that development, Monroe Landings, 144 units. They have space for another 144 right next door.
Yeah, sometimes a fresh paint of coat just doesn't cut it.
No.
I love that she gets a chance to experience. She's walking in newness. That was my
Walking in
favorite thing
newness.
she said. I love it. Yeah,
It's
she
been a long
deserves
time
that.
coming, and she has seen that area develop and grow over the years, so she is so thankful
That's
to move
phenomenal.
in.
Love
Yeah.
hearing that.
Mhm.
All right, new details tonight on yet another issue with a plane made by Boeing. A Southwest airline jet was forced to make an emergency landing in Denver moments after takeoff because of this. The engine cover fell off. When reporting it to air traffic control, one pilot said, quote, several passengers and flight attendants heard something loud hit the wing. That's never good. Turns out it hit the wing flap. Southwest Airlines says the plane quickly and safely turned around and landed. This happened yesterday morning. No passengers were hurt. It's important to note the engine was not made by Boeing, but still a scary situation nonetheless.
Absolutely, and this is the second incident in the last week involving Boeing planes. So a flight from Texas was canceled because of an engine fire. The FAA investigating both incidents, both planes, Boeing 737-800s, an older model plane than that 737 MAX. So we were wondering, are these high-profile scares involving Boeing planes impacting your decisions on how often you fly or what airlines you fly with? That is our News 6 at 6:30 question of the day. And you can see 67% of folks say yes, it is impacting their decisions. Weigh in right now at clickorlando.com. Just click on yes or click on no. And again, we've had quite a few votes come in.
Yeah.
You can make your voice heard at clickorlando.com/react.
I gotta say, I never cared about any of those planes as long as they were just, in the sky.
Yeah.
But now you check after, especially after that bolt wasn't tightened. I think that's when I started
we're all
caring about
checking.
what they
Yeah.
what they were.
Right.
All right. So if you have your phone handy right now, just open up your camera app, scan the QR code you see on your screen, and the link will take you right to that poll. We'll have the results tomorrow night right here at 6:30. All right, I think there is no question what today's top trending story is right now on clickorlando.com.
Yeah.
It's the eclipse,
It's
right?
the eclipse. It's the eclipse. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas live streamed the eclipse here on News 6 Plus and on clickorlando.com. He answered a question about why some places were darker than others.
He's asking why it didn't get totally dark in New Jersey. Well, we weren't in totality. So most of the United States, most of Mexico, and most of Canada were in the outer shadow. Okay, so that's the partial portion of the eclipse. There's the select few, though, that at about 115 miles wide, give or take, from the west coast of Mexico, right on through the United States, and then eventually into Canada. This area, that's what saw totality in that kind of dark shaded area that says path of the total eclipse. So in New Jersey, we saw about 90%. If you were in Virginia or North Carolina, you saw about 80%. So that was the difference between literally night and day.
Absolutely. Jonathan will live stream major meteorological events. You can catch his WeatherWise podcast every weekday morning at 8 o'clock here on News 6 Plus and on clickorlando.com. And if you're envious of the people who were in the path of totality, don't you worry.
Hang on. A total eclipse will come right through Central Florida in 2045. So start making those plans right now. I would Airbnb my place because you know people are coming to us.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
for
yeah.
Sure.
I'm down with that, too.
Yeah. Well, tonight's second top trending story is an incredible rescue. The headline, a miracle, man makes full recovery after being pulled from rip current off New Smyrna Beach.
So here's the pic tweeted out by Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood. His deputies and lifeguards reunited with the man they saved from the surf on Easter weekend. How great is this? The caption, he has made a complete recovery with no ill effects. 21 years old with a bright future ahead of him. Great job to all involved. We echo those thoughts, and News 6's Molly Reed talked to some of those rescuers.
If you believe in miracles, this is probably one of them.
Lifeguards say they were called to the area near 3rd Avenue in New Smyrna Beach on March 30th. There wasn't a lifeguard tower there, and about a half dozen people were caught in the rip current. Some caught while trying to help others out.
They were the ones that found the victim and kept him above water before we got there.
As lifeguards and EMTs pulled the 21-year-old out on the stretcher, deputies jump in
And just did compressions all the way till we got to the beach.
New Smyrna Beach paramedics and firefighters then taking over. The victim didn't have a pulse, and it was a 5 to 6 minute ride to the hospital.
We got pulses back right when we got to the hospital.
He has since made a full recovery.
Wow.
I mean, a full recovery, no pulse until he gets to the hospital. And here's another look at the 21-year-old in his hospital bed. Talk about a complete team effort there from deputies, lifeguards, everyone involved. We unfortunately see the negative side of a lot of these stories, but to see the positive side is just incredible. And that's why you swim near a lifeguard stand.
Every single time. And I do believe in miracles, and that man's one of them. Well, tonight's third top story could also be dangerous, so stay away. The headline on this one, the deepest sinkhole in Florida has a deadly secret. Here's why you should stay away. ClickOrlando.com and News 6 digital producer Anthony Talcott is back after seeing that sinkhole, Anthony, firsthand.
Yeah, people used to use the sinkhole for diving and training, but now it's got to be off limits, right?
Oh, yeah. Now, Central Florida has a number of areas that were once sinkholes, like Lake Eola in Orlando and Lake Rose in Winter Park. But there's another former sinkhole with a much darker past, and that's the Mystery Sink, also sometimes called the Emerald Sink, which is believed to be the deepest part of the state.
Wow.
Now, this sinkhole was once used to train for deep-sea scuba diving. Old newspaper clips show that in 1970, a 16-year-old boy went diving with a local instructor, which is when he went missing. Now, just 3 days later, another diver drowned while trying to recover the teen's body. Neither of the remains were ever found, and the sinkhole closed for the good to the public, with a large barbed wire fence being constructed around the area. So, how deep is this thing?
Yeah.
Well, just picture this. So the Statue of Liberty in New York City is just over 300 feet high. The Great Pyramid of Egypt comes in at about 450 feet high. But this sinkhole is believed to be deeper than both of them, with the Orange County Regional History Center estimating it to be at least 500 feet deep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that's a ton. That's a lot of me.
Yeah, you're that is. So you're saying at least because they don't know for sure?
Oh, yeah, no. So a bunch of federal experts with a bunch of federal agencies have actually gone out and taken a look at this thing in the past. And they've estimated it between 330 to 500. Divers made it down to about 337, and it still kept going. So, but because of the fact that their technology was just so poor back in the day, it could be even deeper than that.
It very well could be. And I think, well, Anthony, myself, we didn't know what this was. And then one of our coworkers, Tommy's like, have you heard of the sink? Or, you know, whatever it was. And we're like, what is that? He goes, it's in College Park, near College Park. And I told Anthony, of course, because, you know, that's his beat.
Yeah.
Interesting stories. Went right into it. I'm so glad you did it because that is fascinating.
It is fascinating, but we're not telling people where it is because for obvious reasons, you can't go there.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that they never recovered those two bodies, that's also a very dark part of that story too, as well.
Yeah, very sorry part, but you're right. It is on private property, so we're trying to kind of keep the address out of this. We don't want folks going out there to harass people.
That is true. All right, Anthony Talcott, we appreciate it. As always, another fascinating installment
as always.
there.
Thanks, Anthony.
All right, so the weather today was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
More of that to come. Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells.
Beautiful evening already in progress. Temperature reading at news time is 76. By midnight, we'll be at 64 degrees. But what about tomorrow? We're actually going to start a big warm-up tomorrow and then line up for some rain. I'll pinpoint all of that straight ahead.
Another big story, if you have a lead foot, beware. Another local city may be adding speed zone cameras near schools. Hear how it aims to get results and keep kids safe.
But first, as we hit the road for zip code 32771, we learned a new fire station will soon help keep up with all the growth there. Next, News 6 investigator Mike DeForest explains why it took more than 20 years to add that new station.
You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Palm Coast, Lady Lake, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Now at 6:30, keeping people safe in the 32771 zip code is the challenge because the population has basically doubled in the past 2 decades.
Yeah, as the population booms, and so does the need for more firefighters, paramedics, and police and deputies. Right now, a new fire station is being built just west of I-4 near Heathrow, close to the intersection of Orange Boulevard and First Street. A News 6 viewer had questions about the new fire station, so investigator Mike DeForest hit the road to get answers.
Seminole County officials have been talking about the need for this fire station here for more than 20 years now to address the booming growth and cut down on response times. News 6 viewer Jeff Atchison had a lot of questions about this project, so we met up with him here at the construction site. He was quite surprised to see just how far along this fire station's coming.
Actually seeing that it's coming up is great. It's going to be good for our community.
Jeff Atchison has lived in the 32771 zip code for nearly a decade. In that time, he's witnessed new homes get built and large apartment buildings pop up. As a former volunteer firefighter, Atchison knows the first responders who currently serve this area are being stretched to the limits.
I appreciate it. I understand the strains and the struggles of the 24 hours on, 48 off.
That's why Atchison is eager for the opening of this brand new fire station that's being constructed just a few blocks from his home. Here's what Station 39 will look like when it's finished this coming fall.
This is the largest station that we have.
To learn more about it, I caught up with Seminole County Fire Chief Matt Kinley.
It's very exciting. This is a state-of-the-art station. for our crews, it's really providing them the facilities, because this is their home 1 out of every 3 days. And this really is providing them the facilities to not only be comfortable, but respond quickly.
Kinley began his career in Seminole County more than 2 decades ago, coincidentally working as a firefighter and paramedic at Station 34, located about 2 miles from the construction site, which currently serves this area.
Station 34, just in the past decade, their call load has increased 53%.
53%. Besides Station 34, 2 other fire stations service the northwest corner of Seminole County. When the new fire station opens, it will relieve the call volume from those other locations. County officials say it will also improve response times by more than a minute in most of the service area and a little more than 2 minutes in some places. The new fire station will have a 100 feet tall aerial tower truck capable of reaching tall apartment buildings and will be home to about 30 first responders who are now being hired and trained. Atchison likes what he sees.
I'm impressed. I really appreciate you looking into this story for me.
Atchison says he has been told by his homeowner's insurance company that his premiums will drop slightly when this new fire station opens this fall. Now, that may not be true for everyone, but it is one potential benefit of living close to a fire station. Mike DeForest, News 6.
I had no idea.
I mean, how could you? That's incredible.
Crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
It
But,
really is.
I mean, there's a lot of growth on that side of 32771. You also have the Wekiva Parkway that just opened through there. So the need is getting bigger. So it's good to see the new fire station.
And I'm glad
coming
somebody
online.
reached out and said, hey, what's going on there?
going on?
So
Update us.
We'll come and see it. Yeah. And don't forget, we're bringing all of our afternoon newscasts to you live in Sanford. That's this Wednesday, and you're invited.
All you have to do is show up from 4 until 7 at Hollerbox German Restaurant. That is in downtown Sanford. We have all the details for you on clickorlando.com/hitstheroad. We hope to see you there.
Well, right now, leaders in Leesburg are debating a change to get results for students walking or biking to school. City commissioners should vote soon on adding school zone safety cameras.
So they're discussing a contract with a company to run those cameras aimed only at speeding in school zones, not at red light runners. There's no cost to the city. The company would take a cut of the fines. So the same company's cameras went online just last week in Eustis. Anyone caught going 10 miles an hour over the posted speed limit would be fined $100. We reached out to see how many tickets were handed out since the Eustis cameras went live last Wednesday. Police have not gotten back with us just yet.
All right, I can't wait to see those numbers because you don't care unless you have kids.
Well,
then you
driving
start
through
caring
school
a lot.
zones and then you get people tailgating you. I know that there are going to be a lot of people getting
Correct.
yeah.
All right. Well, we had a wonderful weekend and the
Sure did.
opportunity to do something pretty darn special.
Pretty darn hard too, Ginger.
I don't want to say that part.
It was very difficult. All right, so this is the Dinner on the Avenue. Ginger Gadsden and myself were what they called celebrity judges. We were judges, not sure if the celebrity had anything to do with it or why we were celebrities, but nevertheless, we got to judge 170 tables.
Much food.
So much food, so many costumes. It was like Halloween in April.
Yeah, but it was a classy Halloween.
It
That's the
was.
thing that I really liked about it. So thanks to everyone who came out. And look at the Survivor table. I mean, choosing the winners, it was really hard. People tried to bribe us with stuff.
They did.
I didn't say no. I didn't say no.
I didn't say no either, but also I felt bad saying yes because then I think they thought to themselves, well, we're going to win.
We've won.
now.
Everybody
They
can't
had
get a
4
rose at the
categories.
end.
There's, well,
Wizard
we know
of
that
Oz?
one. That's the Wizard of Oz. It was
great.
incredible. And I think the best part about it was the weather, too, on top of everything.
Fantastic,
Just a
Tom.
perfect Saturday to
You
get
said
out
it
and
was gonna
enjoy
be
it.
good.
What was your favorite food, man?
Well,
all of it free.
I had, yeah, it was free. I mean, they catered for us. We didn't get a chance. We were so busy judging all these tables. It was
So you
incredible.
didn't taste the food, you just judged the setup.
The setup we went through, and I tasted. Yeah, we tasted the different setups of
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but I had a German pretzel with beer cheese. That was one. I had something of a Jello variety as well.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
okay.
get there. Didn't really curb the
Probably wouldn't
appetite.
have been my favorite, but okay.
My
Yours?
point is, I can't even tell you all the stuff I ate. It was just, it kept going. It was endless. Endless. I wore some stretchy pants.
I can't remember. What is that, Saturday or Sunday?
That was a Saturday, yeah.
Wow. Look like fun. Here's Live with the Radar right now. This is fun too. We have no rain on radar and not looking for any scattered showers until Thursday. Weather headlines a little warmer each day, Tuesday and Wednesday. By Thursday, we're going to get really warm. And then the cold front rocks through here. Come the weekend, though, we're back to looking really, really good. Low this morning was 59. That's exactly where we're supposed to be this time of year. Our daytime high struggled to about 79. Currently in Orlando on the Light Orlando delivering Hope Cam at 73 degrees at news time. Daytona Beach 71. Mount Dora also looking good. A few people out walking on this lovely Monday evening. 72 degrees at the top of the hour. Temps where you are, 72 up there in Palm Coast, 71 Daytona Beach, 72 New Smyrna, 74 Leesburg, and 74 in Kissimmee. You get the idea. We're all fairly close in the temperature department. This big ridge of high pressure is dominant across the southeast, and all the winds are veering from the east tonight. Eventually, the high goes farther to the east. We'll get on the backside of it, and tomorrow the southerly flow really takes over. These big showers you're seeing back out here to the north and the west, look. Frontal boundary is going to come rocking our way right across the Gulf of Mexico and the Panhandle, but not until Thursday. This is Tuesday night. Should be a beautiful day tomorrow. A great evening tomorrow night. Then on Wednesday, there's that warm air funneling in from the east-southeast. Then the frontal boundary. There she blows. This is Thursday morning. So remember, most of the day on Thursday, 2 thumbs up. Air pushing in here from the south-southwest. Eventually, then the front comes through late Thursday with some rain. Lows tonight are fine. 59 up in Flagler County, 63 Daytona Beach, 62 in Kissimmee, 56 in Ocala, and 59 in the Villages. Low tonight in Orlando is 62 under a partly cloudy sky. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Temperature reading 79 degrees by lunchtime tomorrow. The daytime high is 83. Come check out the week ahead. 83 tomorrow, 87 Wednesday. Rain showers on your Thursday. Friday, we dry out, and the weekend just looks amazing.
Looking good. Thanks, Tom. Well, we had an incredible view here in Central Florida. With a partial eclipse, millions hit the road.
From Mexico to the Indianapolis Speedway, we have some interesting views from places along the path of totality. When News 6 at 6:30 continues, stay with us. We're back in just 2 minutes.
Okay, the video story of the day, hands down, the eclipse. We're getting video in from all across the country, Canada and Mexico.
Yeah, NASA provided this video right here next to us.
Oh, yeah.
It is the eclipse from Mexico. It's incredible, so let's take a closer look at it to give you a better view. Look at the solar flares peeking out from behind there. That's really neat. This is central Mexico, right near Durango, one of the first spots to see the totality.
Love every moment of that. And even though we did not see totality here when we looked up with our special glasses, it was still nice to see that Pac-Man view.
Yeah.
Loved it. And millions drove or flew to see the eclipse along the path of totality. You can watch day quickly turn to night as eclipse watchers sat in the stands of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
I mean, that is really neat.
That's packed, too.
And, well, they can fit a lot of people, like
Yep.
200,000 there. So that's really neat. And then the peak only lasted for a few minutes. So this drone video starts out totally dark during totality, but look at how fast the light started to come back. This is in Paris, Texas. Paris, Texas. Looked like daylight again, less than 90 seconds, and it'll be decades before the next total solar eclipse appears in the US. And remember these images because this is what we'll be able to experience next time.
That'll be great. That'll
Central
be along
Florida.
with all the sounds and the feeling of it too.
Just a really special day.
Yeah, it really was. We loved it. All right, thank you so much for watching News 6 at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV app.
We break news on clickorlando.com. See you back here tonight at 11. Take care.